Temperature blankets. Who's making those these days? That's so old school. Hey everyone, hi, I'm Nicole with Woven Tales Designs. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I like to share things all creative, crochet boosting. I do a little bit of Disney loving stuff, as you can see. And today in my video, I am recapping my progress on my temperature blanket that I started this year, and I'm so excited about it. It's of my own design. If you've been to my channel before and you have already seen the vlog, here is my update on how it's going, and it's going well, so you can rest assured that this is gonna be a fun video to watch. Grab your coffee, grab your bubbly water, grab your wine, whatever you drink, and let's sit in and chat about how my temperature blanket is going. Also, quick disclaimer, I say this in some of my videos, when I film during the day, my son is awake, as you can hear him already. So I'm not gonna try to like edit him out. He's a part of my life. So disclaimer, that's a small child in the background. He is 1 and he is very vocal. Great. Glad that we know that, and let's talk about this blanket. This is what I keep my temperature blanket stuff in. But I'm gonna take it off the table, but I just wanted to show you the massive size that is this crate. I have all of my stuff in it. I have my yarn, I have my book, which I'll show you. I have my hook and my scissors, everything. The only thing about it is I have to make sure that my son doesn't get his hands into it because he is very curious. Literally could call him George right now because he's like Curious George. First things first, with my temperature blankets, I have started writing everything down. The reason I do this is because I will be able to record the temperatures, but I might not be able to make them every single day. So this allows me to kind of have things already like set up so that all I have to do, and I even have in here, and I'll show you a little like example here, which I didn't finish checking off. I literally make the crudest, don't judge me. I tried bullet journaling one time. This is an old bullet journal I literally made and put together. I tried doing this at one point. It was just, it didn't go very far. But anyway, I reused this notebook that I made years ago, and I have in it all of like the date, I have the humidity percentage, the temp high and the temp low, and then I do a check mark when I finish that day. So I'm able to keep track of, okay, did I do this? So just using things I have around the house, this has been working out for me, so I'm glad I got my notebook. So I'm gonna put that down over here. The notebook has been good. I did show you guys in the last video that this was kind of like the inspiration of the motif I was going for. This is probably about as close as I could get it. And then this is like my join as you go method here. It's been working gorgeously, and I'll show you the actual full picture of it in a second, but just for those that have missed it, go back and check my vlog if you want to watch that. But this is definitely what I was going for as far as like an example of what my blanket would mostly look like. This would, if you were to actually look at my blanket, this is just needing one more color because I have the humidity percentage average represented, I have the high and the low temperatures represented in each piece that I make for every day. So this is an example of like a day, what a day would look like. And this is, we have the main color is the high of the day because that's the one we always talk about in Florida, is how hot it is. The low is the little one in the middle, and then the humidity is the border edge, which is really, and I love this shape. This kind of gives you like Moroccan vibes. It reminds me of like if Princess Jasmine had like someone make a blanket for her, or her grandmother made a blanket for her. This is kind of like the vibes, kind of like the aesthetic that I think of when I think of like, kind of like Moroccan meets like, I don't know. It's Moroccan in my brain. That's what the inspiration is. Because we have these almond shapes and they're really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead right now and just show you what I have so far. Now, note how this is like staggered, kind of in a bricklaying type of fashion, where you kind of have like every other. That is on purpose. That's because that is the look I wanted. I wanted almost like if you were to look down at the floor of like a Moroccan palace as you're walking up to like, you know, the palace center. This is what I was going for, like a tiled floor in this like repeatable, easy to make almond shape. And I really love it. I think it's very effective. As you can see, it's so eclectic looking because Florida's weather in January just changes so frequently. Like, I'm telling you, the weather here is like 50 degrees one day and then 80 degrees the next day. It is that drastic, which makes for a really fun beginning to the blanket, if I can say so myself. I think this would be more similar to those that live up north, like the springtime. But this, I mean, guys, this is long. He never makes these sounds. It's hilarious. This is already like super long. I haven't measured it. Should I get my measuring tape and measure it? Let's measure it, hold on. So I got my measuring tape. Here we go. If we're measuring it from end to end, as far as length goes, now this is not blocked. I don't know if I'm gonna block this. It's really just gonna be up to, oh wow. Hold on. Me blocking this is gonna be really more of a test of how much I really care about the blanket, because it's gonna be thrown around my house. I do plan on using this. It's not gonna be like in my archives as a maker. This crude measurement, it measures at about 71.5 inches, which I'll throw up how many feet that is on the screen. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that math in my head, but that's pretty good. That's over 5 feet long. So it's a pretty long blanket. It will be a smidgen longer because once everything is worked up together, I do plan on, I made this decision later after the vlog was already filmed, but I do plan on taking the connecting yarn that I'm using in between the columns, and I'm using that as a full border round. Because one thing I don't like about this blanket, I'll tell you right now, is I don't like that these edges don't have anything on them. I don't like that they're raw like that. I mean, it's not raw, it's the tops of stitches, but like this right here, like the peak here in between, the valley in between these two pieces, I don't really like that. I really want them to somehow be a little bit more connected. So I will be doing a full border edge on this. And I want to show you another piece of this. So this is basically what you see here. Let's see, 10, 9, 10. So this is 29 days here. And then this other strip that I haven't connected yet, I do have to connect this one next. The first 2 days, these are the last days of January that I have here. I figured out how to make a full calendar year, but not every piece is going to be, not every day is going to be represented by this. Some of them are going to be represented by a tassel. So with how the math worked, I have 350, how many days are here? 365 minus 12, 350. Certain amount, X amount of days are represented this way. 12 of the days will be represented by tassels. There are 4 sides to a blanket. Each side of the blanket will have 3 tassels. I'm gonna figure that out later. It'll make more sense when I finally put it together in December and like add the tassels. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. We'll do a big grand reveal in January 2024. I can't wait, I'm so excited. But I'm gonna do tassels for the last day of every month, and then my birthday, I needed 1 day of the month that didn't have anything crocheted for. So I decided to give myself off on my birthday. So I am not recording any temperature for my actual birthday, which some people are gonna be like, yeah, but isn't that like an important part of the blanket? No, blanket's not about me. The blanket's just about how this year is gonna be a fun new year because my little guy is 1. You know, we're doing this whole new routine where we're at home, my husband is traveling, and we're gonna go visit him with his job and whatnot. So it's a whole thing. I'm doing a lot of traveling. Oh, the thing I wanted to show you. Before I show you the tassel, I did have to show you this one thing. So I did go on this insanely amazing trip with a bunch of maker girls like Taylor Lynn from Taylor Lynn Crochet, Sierra's Crafty Creations, Just Be Innovative, Bethany, Clay and Fiber Co, Becky, Angie from Harbor Baby Hooks. I went with a bunch of these amazing women. The Angel Bunny Creations girls went, and we went to Universal. So because I'm doing a lot of traveling in general this year, I got weddings I'm in, I got all kinds of stuff going on, I decided that I wanted to do something to represent in the blanket the days that I travel. So what I did, and you saw it in the vlog, and I'm gonna repeat it here again, I got myself this metallic and white crochet thread, and it's pretty and it's shiny enough to add a little bit of interest. So I was debating on where to do it in the daily high, low, and humidity. I'll try to find a square that makes sense. You can kind of see it a little bit here. I have it worked into the humidity, because to me, the humidity is the one thing with weather that differs from state to state. Humidity is so specific from region to region. And Florida is known for high humidity levels. And I'm going to be visiting a lot of different places this year. So I just wanted to see, you know, I just wanted to remind myself of that when I look at my blanket. Oh, this is when I traveled. This is part of the year I traveled. So that is how it's worked into the blanket. And that's just a little extra specialness for me. But do you love it? Leave me a comment down below. What do you think of my blanket so far? It looks wild, right? I mean, like it looks wild and crazy, but I love the eclectic look. I almost feel like it actually has a 70s vibe to it with how the colors work together. Well, I don't remember what day this is. This is olive as the main color, clay as the low color, and then russet, which is this like sepia, taupey brown color, as the like humidity, and I love it. And using the Yarn Bee soft and sleek yarns has been really, really wonderful to use. The stitches hold their shape, it's perfect. And using the Nature's Nook by Yarn Bee is really, really nice. So I really enjoyed that. Okay, let's move on to the last part of this recap, which is talking about the tassel. So this is my tassel. Now it looks a little crazy to you. I did fit in there a little chain braid of the regular, of the seaming color that I'm using, which, I'm sorry, I didn't even talk about the seaming color. If you didn't see my vlog, I chose to use I Love This Yarn in the colorway Beret Day because I kept going back and forth. I said, I cannot find a color that matches all of these colors, but also sticks out on its own. So my solution was actually to get a yarn that had most of every single color from the temperature blanket already built into it. And this is a wonderful colorway. Beret Day is really, really cute. This is I Love This Yarn Beret Day, and I love it. And working with the yarn, the print yarn for I Love This Yarn tends to be not as thick and dry as I Love This Yarn's other solid colors. So I'm really grateful that I chose this because it works up very similarly to the other yarns I'm already using, which makes things so much happier. But anyway, I worked like a strand of this into my tassel as like part of the braid. You can kind of see it. I did a crude go at this. Honestly, I might redo the tassels. This is why I'm glad I wrote everything down, because if I hate these tassels, and I haven't trimmed it yet because I don't know what length I want them to be yet, but if I hate this, I can go back and remake them, no problem. Tassels don't take that much yarn. And I did leave a very long tail for weaving in later and using it to sew, just in case I like what I have and I can use it. Amazing, great. Last but not least, actually, sorry, I thought that was the last thing. Last but not least, these are the colors that I have not used yet, and I gotta look and see on my phone. On my phone, I have like a color chart showing me like what represents what temperature range, what represents what humidity, what represents what days to keep track of for like first day of spring, first day of summer, things like that. Because I'm still thinking about doing something special with those pieces as well. Maybe I will use like I have a gold sewing thread that shows up really well with certain yarns, so maybe I might mix that in as well. I know I already have the metallic crochet thread, but that's white and metallic, so maybe I'll just do like the metallic gold for like some more extra boop. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. We'll see how it goes. But the colors that I haven't used yet, the Viridescent color from I Love This Yarn, which would be one of the temperature colors. And then I haven't used these two humidities. One is the highest humidity and one is the lowest humidity. The lowest humidity is this, I actually don't remember, Autumn Singe, I think is the name of this colorway. It's Nature's Nook Autumn Singe. And this is funny because it's the only one in this brand of yarn that has like the white fluffies to it. Everything else, the fluffies or the natural pieces, match the color of the yarn. This for some reason has a white color for some reason, is weird. And then the other one that I haven't used is, well, I could just look at the yarn label, Woodland Spice, which is my favorite one, but I think this is representing the lowest humidity range. And I'll pull this up on my phone really quick here. So Viridescent, this will be used when the temperature reaches over 90 degrees. And the way, and I know you saw it in my vlog, the way that I am doing this is that I just did the names of the colors in order of alphabetical order of their names, and then that was where it fell in my chart. So viridescent is if the temperature is more than 90 degrees, which it hasn't been yet because obviously we're in January, this will be used. And I'm pretty sure I will use this a lot during the summer. So I'm getting ready to buy more skeins of this as I need it. Yes, woodland spice is actually the highest humidity range from 90 to 100% average humidity. I don't know if we're actually ever gonna get to this one. Maybe when I travel up to Maryland to see my husband, because that's where he's staying for the summer, I might use it, but I don't know about this one. And then the lowest humidity range is autumn singe between between 0 and 49% humidity average. That's what this one would be representing. But it's too funny because the warmest colors in the Nature's Nook like color scheme that I chose are the ones that I haven't used yet. So there have been, honestly, the most used yarn, maybe we'll go off of this. The most used yarn so far for January has been sage. Sage represents like, oh gosh, pull it back up on my phone, Nicole. Sage represents 81 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit for my temperature blanket. So this has been used the most, which is pretty normal, I feel like. Let's see, what else has been used the most? I would probably say I've used a lot of bruschetta, which bruschetta represents less than 60, which is surprising. But when I was traveling up to Orlando for those days I was telling you about, going to Universal with those girls, it was cold. It was like one of the days I was like wearing a legit like 2 sweaters, which I know everyone's like, oh my God, that's it? It was 50 degrees. Honey, that is freezing for us Floridians. That is like death, okay? It was death. And then I think another color, oh, this is the humidity range color I use the most. This is called Sage Gray. Funny. And it's literally almost like the same color as this, it's just slightly more blue. And it's got fluffy bits on it because it's very fibrous yarn. You can kind of see it's got fluffies to it. Yes, look at that. Look at that big fluff right there. Wow. But Sage Gray represents a humidity range of 75% to 89% humidity, which is actually, in my opinion, I feel like that's pretty high, but that's also, again, Florida. So I'll probably be using Sage and Sage Gray a lot until it gets like the dead of summer, August, or unless I'm traveling. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my recap of my temperature blanket for the month of January. This is what I got so far. It actually is kind of a cute scarf. If you are interested in something like this for your own blanket, let me know in the comments below because I do want to start writing this down. This probably would be a blanket in general, a blanket pattern from me in general. So if this is something that's right up your alley, you like making blankets, amazing. If I want to talk about briefly, candidly, I actually love this process. I think I am motivated to do it because I designed it and I'm not following a pattern. So if you want to take a risk on like designing your own blanket, this would be a great way to start because you're not making it for somebody, you're making it for you, and you get to choose colors and they are represented by something and they change a little bit every day. So it's a very self-motivating project. I would highly recommend taking a chance and being your own designer brain for this. It is very exciting. Let me know in the comments as well. Have you made a temperature blanket this year? Did you just make one in your life and you said, this is not for me, I am not a blanket maker? Because I thought I wasn't a blanket maker, but now with this, I feel like I kind of am. So I would like to hear from you. Tell me all about yourself. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed watching this. It's one of my shorter videos, so I'm sure you have. And with that being said, folks, I am going to go ahead and seam the other column to this with my Beret Day yarn. Have a creative day adding magic to your stitches in your own way, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. That's awesome. Look at that. Sit and stitch, chat, whatever you want to call it. He just learned how to push chairs around the floor and it's very loud. Jump, cut it. Vibes. Note how this is like, I hate this camera angle. This is not, in case you missed it in the last video. Okay. Very good, thank you, sir. Ah! Okay, repurpose. Thank you, sir. Jaxie! In the next video. Ooh, got caught behind on my peg. Temperature blankets are so 2007.